Hello, how are you, David? I am ready. I've actually just gone through your questions to make sure that I had a bit of an answer for everything, so you can roll when you're ready. 52 years old, born in 1966. Ah. Yep. Yeah. I originally wanted to be a professional astronomer because I was fascinated by the universe and physics and astrophysics. That's what really got me into the wonder of nature. That's what got me into what I finally got into. That's how I became a physicist first. I am involved in. Hang on, let me just. Where was? Oh yes, right. Okay, so I'm a teaching and research professor at UNSW in the School of Electrical Engineering, and the majority of my time is dedicated to running a research group of about 15 staff and students in silicon quantum computing. And that involves strategic research planning, managing the team, monitoring the project, and reporting back to my funding agencies and bodies. Is that enough detail? Oh, also, maybe just one more thing. Also, I direct a big research facility here at UNSW, which is part of a national facility called ANF, the Australian National Fabrication Facility, which is a national body, and we support researchers in all different disciplines. So I wear a few hats. Yep. So skills in physics and electrical engineering. So my PhD was in physics from Cambridge, and but I've been teaching electrical engineering for the last 18 years. And so I have a very deep knowledge of silicon micro and nanoelectronics, how silicon transistors work, silicon chips. And in particular, I've been using that knowledge to develop these into quantum bits for quantum computing. So it's kind of technical skills, and then I think I've got pretty strong people management and communication skills. I listen. I listen to people, and I like to empower my team to contribute to planning and not just try to dictate. In terms of what I do, or what my advice is, or okay. The way I like to do research, I think that it's important to have a vision, a clear vision of where you want to go. And then once you've formulated that vision, and it has to be meaningful, has to be an outcome, you then have to build a team that shares your vision and wants to achieve that. And then it's a matter of working really tightly with your team to work out the best way to solve the problems to get to your end goal. So I'm very much into collaborative research. I like getting the small groups together to try to workshop problems and achieve outcomes. Well, I am trying to develop a quantum computer. Or a quantum computer chip, and that is an extremely difficult technological challenge. I would say it's one of the biggest technological challenges in the world. It's incredibly difficult. It is very difficult, and that's my entire focus. My career focus is to make that happen. And it is extremely difficult. There are many complex aspects to it. And in particular, we're trying to actually make a silicon chip with all of the components on it to realize practical quantum computing. it's a tough ask, and but we've got a very good team. Tackle it by trying to keep it as simple as possible and use as much existing technology as is already in place. So the particular way that I am approaching the challenge of quantum computing is to leverage off the existing silicon integrated circuit chip industry, and to use as much existing capability as already there, and modify that in a way that can ultimately produce the millions of quantum bits or quantum transistors that we need to make a quantum computer. So it's trying to use what's already in place rather than invent too many difficult things. I mean, I often say, I don't want to do 10 impossible things before breakfast. One's enough. It's when you have an idea and then you make it real inside the lab. And so, we developed the world's first silicon qubits, first on single atoms, and more recently on using modified transistors that are similar to what's used in modern CMOS circuits. So, when you actually have I have actually been working in silicon quantum computing now for 20 years. And it took 15 years to get to the point of making the first working qubit, well, 13 years to get to the first working qubits. And so the last 7 years, actually seeing all those ideas realized has been very, very exciting. Well, there's this perception that quantum computing and it involves sort of, really spooky quantum physics, and we spend our time thinking about multiple universes and sort of, thinking about deep philosophical questions. I mean, there are deep philosophical aspects about quantum physics, and indeed I have many valued colleagues who do think about those deep questions. I'm very much a practical person. I'm interested in applying it to produce a product, an outcome. And so my work is actually very practical. I'm, solving everyday engineering problems on a daily basis, or trying to solve them. Yeah, well, there's plenty of opportunities to be stressed, I can assure you. I'm just always been very fortunate that I'm very good at switching off. I can turn off and just, move into relaxation mode and personal mode very well. And I also like smashing a tennis ball as hard as I can whenever I get on the court. Yeah, I chose determined, patient, and passionate. Well, two, I think. Focus and follow your passion. Very easy. I want to run the first company that builds a high-functioning quantum computer. No, I think that's self-explanatory. It's a big dream. It's a big dream, but that's where all my focus is. Yeah, I've got a few. I can send you a couple. I'll send. What I'll do is I'll send you. I wrote down these answers just